Hello my little stars, me TwinklePhoenix, and welcome back to If Underfell by the darkpetal16. We only have one more route left. At present up on the channel, we have completed all the romance routes currently available. We've completed Sans, Grillby, Papyrus, Wingedingsgaster, as well as Ezreal, along with the harem route for the three brothers, Sans, Papyrus, and of course Gaster. Leaving only the one and only friendship route. So, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Going. Long ago, two races ruled over Earth, humans and monsters. One day, war broke out between the two races. After a long battle, humans mysteriously became victorious, because I still find that a little bit hard to believe considering half of the magical nonsense these monsters can do. But anyway, they sealed the monsters underground with a magic spell. This was all part of your history class. There are multiple monster kingdoms, although for some reason only one in your country. No clue why. As far as history is aware at least, and where exactly they are sealed, nobody knows for some reason. One of the many mysteries lost to time. And poor management of important information. Well done, humanity, you kind of suck there. Or rather to the war, as many like to throw out instead of taking blame. Specifically the Great War, which took its terrible toll on humanity. Since sealing the monster a century ago, fewer and fewer humans are born with the ability to use magic. Oh dear, how tragic. Imagine if they had magic though, how much... No, I don't even want to imagine what the world would be like, because I mean, humanity is already bad at times as it is now, and we don't even have actual magic. I mean, except if you're a magician. But you know what I mean. The Great War nearly wiped out the rarity that remained, and since the war, no other human has been born with the ability to use magic. How this character can even say that and state it as a fact, I don't know. Because what if somebody is born with magic and they just choose to do the smart thing? Don't tell people you've got magic. Because why would you? What if you're like suspicious of people? What if you're like, I don't want to be used by humanity? I want, you know, I just don't like magic. I want to be a normal kid. I'm just saying, not everyone's going to have to, like, say, like, oh, baby is born. What is it? Like, magically glow when it has magic? Let's hope not. Humanity is coping as best it can, but it's not an easy transition. What countries remain, after the Great War are largely dependent on magic for some reason. Switching to an alternate power source has been a struggle, because humans are either lazy or they just don't know how to adapt well, which is amazing since humanity is supposed to be able to adapt well with certain situations. But it's truly a shame as the world is filled with magic. Well, magic that is left untapped, which is good, because sometimes humans like to destroy things, or they overuse it too often and then it just kind of stops existing. That's why literally the Amazon forest is being destroyed, you know, deforestation. It's kind of like that. Just put it magic station. Can I use that as a word? You know what I mean. The last humans who can use magic are struggling to keep up with the demands. And their aging bodies only signal humanity's time limit because it all depends on the magic users. Like most of the population, cannot use magic. But that's okay. You don't need magic. You have something else. Something even better. You have you. Yay! I have me. Humanity's last remaining hope. You fell. You didn't mean to. It was a steep fall too. The kind of fall where you have time to actually think about your life choices before you hit the ground. The kind of fall where you know in the back of your head you're going to die as soon as you hit the ground. And then you, of course, proceed to make it worse by just telling yourself you're gonna die. You, the dumbass, are going to die because you stupidly didn't look where you were going and you went up a mountain where people apparently been vanishing for years. I have no sympathy for you right now, character. As soon as that dot of yellow beneath you is within reach, you will die. The world is flying too quickly to see. The only thing in your vision is that spot of yellow that you're hurtling towards. Your body passes through something unseen and oddly tingly. A brush of vibrating energy is like falling through a blanket of electrified mist, even though technically... Have you ever experienced that before? How can you even describe that? It's such a strange sensation that it sticks out to you, even as your mind is focused on your impending death and doom. Death. That's right, you're going to die. You don't want that. You can't die. You simply cannot. You refuse. You will not die. You hit the ground hard and everything goes black. You okay, sweet? Again, who is speaking to me? Am I calling myself sweetheart? Is Sans talking to me like in a weird out-of-body experience? Who is speaking to me? Who... Does Sans literally just spy on you once you land there? If he does, shame on him. Now I'm just imagining Sans every time a human falls in the underground. He's just like off somewhere like in the dark, right in the back. Just like sits there for like ages watching him. Or the person's like, I'm dying. He's like, no, it's fine. I'll just leave them there until Tori finds more Flowey. You open your... Stop highlighting things, terrible mouse of mine. Indigo eyes. The world is blurry. It takes you several blinks before things come into view. Your body aches and throbs. But oddly enough, it doesn't hurt too bad. It's more like waking up from a long sleep in a bad position, rather than the pain you got from falling. You look up and squint. There's only the barest sliver of light above you. It's so far away that it's hardly visible. What the fall? Are you okay? Oh yeah, definitely. Hell yeah! Although just for the peace of mind, it wouldn't hurt to check yourself over. You feel around your body and check for any broken bones or cuts. To your astonishment, it really seems like you're okay for some reason. You somehow fell from a magnificent height and came out unscathed. That's a miracle. Or a tragedy, depending on which one. I mean, I literally put all the monsters through a lot of hell and unnecessary stress with what I'm going to... what is going to take place. Even your clothes are fine, aside from a little dirt. That's amazing. You're amazing. Stop praising my character. It's going to go straight to the head. Look at that height. You survived. You survived. If you can survive that fall, then surely you can survive getting out of here. You are filled with determination. Hello, determination. Hello. Look at you go. You pat down your stripy sweater. It was your usual look. You love stripy clothes because you absolutely could pull it off. It was long enough to go past your hips. And on that day you wore a pair of... absolutely not. Sturdy jeans. No. Pair of leggings. No. Yeah, okay, we'll go with the... You know what? On our last adventure, we'll put on the sturdy jeans. With some shoes, no flats, me, boots, me. You know what? Let's put on some... flats. We'll put on some flats. Not the worst outfit to have when you fall inside a mountain. The sweater was warm and comfy and your clothes are on the sturdier side. That's right. Let's keep focusing on the bright side. How confident you are indeed, Live. Unscathed and filled with determination. It is time to take a look at where you fell. You landed in a bed of wretched yellow vermin. Flowers. That have grown under the sunlight. They're unlike any flowers you've seen before. They appear cartoonish with big petals and languishly sway in the non-existent wind. Bending down to give them a sniff, you notice they have no smell to them. Although you can smell... all you can smell is the cave you're in, which smells like any other cave, musky and weird. Again, how many caves has my character gone in? What am I just a cave dweller? Taking a glance around, you find the cave walls are smooth, like very smooth. You don't think that can happen naturally, which means someone carved these walls into the cave. From that, you infer there's people down here, or at least were at some point. People? Isn't that wrong to assume just people? I mean, monsters could have done it too. You don't remember any history lessons about the mountain aside from the superstition surrounding it. It was a perfectly normal mountain. And again, I say this every time. If there's superstition around a goddamn mountain, that doesn't mean it's a normal mountain. Why did my character stupidly go up this mountain knowing fully well of both the local superstition and, you know, the fact that people gone missing? My character is a freaking idiot. You can't recall there being any mining operations separate on the mountain. It was nearly pristine on the outside. So when was this cave carved out? Taking a few steps forward, you are caught off guard when a flower spouts over the ground in front of you. The flower is unlike the others. It is slightly bigger and most notably has a face on it, although the face looks badly damaged and the petals are wilted. Oh, Flowey. The flower knows you immediately and lets out a whimper. Ah, human, what are you doing here? Being an idiot, that's what this character's doing here. You tell the flower you fell, and you point it up. Oh no, you should leave. This place isn't safe. You ask the flower what happened to it. The flower winces. I'm not very strong, so the others like to pick on me when they see me. This spot's usually safe to hide. Usually. Now, we're fully aware that Tori comes here regularly to check for humans falling. So I am curious if maybe Tori has taken like a snipe at him, like gone for him. The flower looks at you expectantly. You notice there's a slight tremble to it. It's afraid of you. That's a first. Well, okay, a lot of this is a first. Surviving the fall, meeting a talking flower, having the flower be afraid of you. Again, all of this is reasonable for this flower to be afraid. He just finished telling you that people like to pick on him and he's small and tiny in defense. Look at him! You see, Flowey by here, this is our precious Flowey. This is our precious Ezreal. This one here, this is one of the few Floweys that need to be protected. All of this is strange enough to make you wonder. If you really did die back there, and this is all a very weird afterlife. Surviving the fall, meeting the Dawnflower, and having the flower be afraid of you. Not to mention, you know, having that strong hope of surviving over an hour. You ask the flower why it's afraid of you. Aren't you going to kill me? The flower asks. These are the rules of this world. It's kill or be killed down here. Oh, that's rather concerning. Let's say it casually. Oh, well, that's rather concerning. The flower snorts. Concerning is an understatement. Do you not know where you are? Don't you realise the danger you're in? Because after all, let's just say it that way to, you know, give him a little bit of love, make him feel a little bit better. Let's make friends with Flowey. Let's make him feel a little bit more comfortable and more safe around us and make him, like, understand we're not going to harm him. You ask the flower to elaborate. You're in Underfell. In this kingdom, it's kill or be killed. The goes double for humans. Every human has ever fallen down here has died. Every human? That's definitely a problem. It'd be a shame to survive such a spectacular fall only to die an hour later. Again, I have high expectations for myself. You realise this might explain the superstitions about the mountain, where again, my character's freaking idiot. They're fully aware of these goddamn superstitions, and here we are. If I could slap my character, can I just get an option? Can we just put an option here to slap your character? You mentally get to slap your character in the face. It is said that any who venture into the mountain do not return. It is such a notorious legend that they no longer send search and rescue parties for those who go missing because the searchers also go missing, aka they all face the judge and die. Do they fall into the mountain and meet the same fate? It's not even a blessing you survived the fall. Most don't, because that means the monsters will get you instead. The flower mumbles, I don't suppose you can climb. Let's be honest, the only way you're climbing out of that is with climbing gear. Or, like, if you're a, you know, a rock climber or an ice climber, you know, the pick things. You look up at where you fell. You don't think you can climb that and you tell the flower such. Sorry, human, the flower says. I wish I could help you. I really do, but I can't even help myself. The flower shrinks into itself, hunching over. You give the flower a smile and sure it'll be okay. Will you? Yep, we'll be okay. That's right, because you have you. The flower looks up at you with a smile and tentatively smile back at you. I think introductions are in order. Howdy, I'm Flowey. Flowey the flower, who are you? I'm Twinkle, the gem mouse. That's a nice nickname. That's a nice name. Is that your only name? Your face twists. It is not. You have a nickname. Frisk. No, I don't. I do not have that name. I don't know what you're talking about. No, it is not funny. It is a nickname you honestly have no clue how you got. Flowey bounces a bit in place and smiles. That's a funny nickname, but I think your real name is nicer. You thank him. Flowey bops his head. You ask him how you can leave since you can't climb. You'll have to go out the main barrier, says Flowey. Before that, you'll need to escape these ruins. You glance around the cave. These are ruins? Yeah, although they mostly serve as a graveyard now, Flowey said. Up ahead, you'll understand. He seems like Flowey knows his way around. You ask Flowey if he could show you your way You ask Flowey if he could show you the way out. Me? But I'm so weak. I can't protect you. The flower stampers nervously. You're sure, Flowey, that's okay. You can protect yourself. If you're sure, okay. Although I can't move right now. I'm too weak. I had to use most of my magic to escape. In that case, you'll have to find something to carry Flowey in. He mentioned that there were other humans who fell before you. Perhaps they might have left something behind when they fell. You don't see anything in your immediate area, so you'll have to look up ahead. You tell him you'll be right back. There's only one way forward, so that's the path you take. From the flower bed, you enter a long, dark corridor. There's next to no lights, and you find yourself reaching for your phone in your pocket. It doesn't have much of a charge left, and then surprisingly, there's no signal. Oh, that reminds me, I was supposed to put my own phone on charge. Excuse me, where is that phone? Where is that phone? Phone, where did you go? Alright, so let's see. From the flower bed, you enter a long, dark corridor. There's next to no light, and you find yourself reaching for your phone in your pocket. It doesn't have much of a charge left, and unsurprisingly, there is no signal. Although finding that it isn't even cracked from your fall immediately fills you with determination. Using your phone light, you make your way down the hallway. It's made up of dark, cracked cobblestone. There are numerous fractured lines running across the walls and ceiling. You run your hands along the wall and find that it's rough and crumbly. Be careful, because you could accidentally hurt your hand on the wall if you're not careful. A pebble frees itself from the wall and falls onto your flats. You blink your indigo eyes upon exiting the tunnel. As soon as you step out, torches flare to life inside a large room. It is a wide room with cobblestone walls and decaying pillars. It is not much different than the tunnel, except the dirt floor has many, many mounds in it. To your right, you see dozens upon dozens of mounds with a stone perched upon each of them. It's plainly obvious these are the graves. There is a discarded pile of junk in the back corner. Some of it is familiar. You inch close and recognize many of the old items. Backpacks, an old bicycle. Again, I question, what happened with the person with the bicycle? Did they just run off of it and then... did they toss their bicycle down? How exactly did that go? Did they, I don't know, go off the via path and it's like, woo! How exactly did that work? Camping gear I can understand. And so on. You realize with a sickening feeling that these are the items that must have fallen with the other humans. But it must not be everything. There's only 50 graves, and there's a small pile. The monsters likely took whatever they deemed useful, and the rest was left to rot. You notice a sturdy pet backpack among the pile. Again, I hope there was no animal inside that at the time. The kind designed to carry cats or small dogs around on walks. Small enough to not be a burden, but big enough that you could fill it with dirt and place Flowey inside. You reluctantly take the bag, and you hope its previous owners had a quicker death at least. I hope they didn't hurt an animal, because there's no need to. They don't have a need to. It's not like they use animal souls for the freaking barrier, so you have no excuse for that. You can leave it freaking alone. Yes, let's hope for that. Also, if it was a dog, you could give it to Grillby. Grillby is wonderful with all the dogs in Snowdon. It's fine. And the cat just... I don't know. Give it to someone that likes cats. Alphicity's a friend. Give her a pet cat. Give her an actual pet, actually, to keep her company in the lab. You also notice a small first aid kit. You think it might help Flowey, so you bring it with you. With the backpack and first aid kit in your hand, you return to Flowey. The flower monster brightens up when he notices you. You're okay! Thank goodness, he says. You smile at him and tell him you have something for him. For me? What? You take out the first aid kit and start to apply it. He flinches at the wipes, but then smiles at you again when you put bandages on his face. Thank you, human. No one's ever been so nice to me in a very long time. Meaning everybody that's ever done anything bad to Flowey, the moment they realise that this is Ezreal, oh, they gotta be kicking themselves. Oh, they're gonna regret their decisions. I also hope that Mama Tori is not aware. Because can you imagine if she had at some point, before we found Flowey, had actually attacked him? Oh, she'd be feeling guilty. Poor thing. You show Flowey the backpack and ask if he's okay to join you in this. Yes, that's perfect. Until I'm strong enough to move around again, it will do nicely. That's good. You're pleased Flowey is happy. You carefully scoop up dirt into the backpack and then gently place Flowey inside. His roots tickle your hand as you settle him in. You slip the backpack on. It's time to move on. When you re-enter the room with the mounds, you spare another glance at the graves. These are the graves of the humans that have died from the fall. At least they died from the fall. Flowey explains. The ruins keeper Toriel buries them here. Toriel? Your expression of plain curiosity encourages Flowey to continue. She's not good. She's kind of crazy. Flowey worriedly looks around the room. She acts nice to the humans who survive and then kills them. Don't trust her. Unfortunately, the only way out of the ruins is through her house. You have to sneak by her somehow. That sounds dangerous. You'll have to get through it regardless. Okay, you linger at the graves and you offer a prayer for them. Because, top tip, again, if you're going to go through this, always go and pay respects to the grave. You linger at the graves. Over 50 humans fell and died. Here, not counting the ones, like, if we totaled up the amount that... Oh my goodness. Sans, my god. If we count the amount of humans in total, and we still don't know, there's probably more. Anyway, over 100 have come down here. None of the mounts have names on them. Well, no, because if they died once they landed, what's Tari supposed to do? Come up with she could have. Child 1, Child 2, Child 3, Child 4. She could have. You recall the superstitions around this frickin' mountain. This character. There are many people who have gone missing. The humans died alone and their families have never received closure. It was kind of the monsters to bury them. Although judging from the state of the mountain, it looks like that was the only kindness shown. The rocks placed upon each grave are caked in dirt. There are no flowers for these deceased, nor names upon their stones. They are as alone in death as they were when they died. Unless, of course, they were in the search parties, then they probably died like 2 at a time, probably. Or if they had a pet with them, heaven forbid they didn't have any animals with them. You think back to the flowers at the start of your journey. Beautiful, vibrant, joyful, bright. You have one opinion about those flowers, I have something different, but fine, whatever. It's not much, but you head back to the patch of flowers and you take a few. There's not enough to give each grave, but you hope the sentiment will be appreciated. You place the flowers at the center of the grave. You do not have time to clean each one. You do not know how long your journey will take, and it would be for the best if you try to make it back out before it gets dark. But you can at least offer your company. You take a seat at the front row of the graves, and a wind blows through the cavern. You offer them a prayer of peace. You feel gazes on you. They are not unkind. You sit in silence. You are not unnerved by the sensation of being rocked. You instinctively know they mean you no harm. There's suddenly an extra weight in your pocket. It is a startling sensation. You reach into your pocket and pull out a gold chain. It has a clasp and a hook on it, which tells you it belongs as part of a necklace or locket, although it looks like it's missing the other part. It does not belong to you. You have no reason to have such a thing. Where did it come from? The gazes are gone. You look down at the chain and you understand. As you get up, you think you catch an echo of, "Thank you." You and Flowey press on. Each step into your journey is met with an echo. The halls and the cavernary ruins are massive and empty. The silence is overbearing. If not for your footsteps, you might have gone insane in that silence. Flowey does not say a word. You get the feeling that the flower monster is tired. He rests his head on your shoulders as you walk. What feels like 10 minutes go by until Flowey speaks. He says, "Be careful of the discarded traps. These ruins used to have a lot of puzzles and traps, but the last humans that came through here destroyed them. No one's bothered to reset them." You see the first of these destroyed traps in the next room. It's a pit with spikes in it. Oh, scratch that. You see several pits with spikes in them. You peer down each one, although it is too dark to see the bottom, and your phone's flashlight is not strong enough to compensate. As you progress through the dilapidated structure, you wonder what this place was used to be for. It must have been something before it became ruins, right? You ask Flowey. I don't know, Flowey admits. It's always been ruins to me, and I'm too scared to approach the other monsters myself to ask them. You assure Flowey that's okay. Maybe you can figure it out. The walls and floors are made with stone. They are mostly uniform. Since the monsters were sealed before the Industrial Revolution, the only way to obtain this uniformity would mean these stones were carved by magic. Which makes sense. This is a monster kingdom and monsters primarily use magic. This place was built into the mountain, deep inside, and these are many pillars with odd carvings into them. It might be monster writing. When monsters and humans shared this surface, they developed one verbal language used globally. Each race retained their own language, however, it was no longer common practice. The human logic before has largely died out. You ask Flowey about the writing. You motion one of the pillars and ask Flowey about the writing. Flowey squinting. I'm sorry, Twinkle, can't read that. That's okay. Maybe you'll meet a monster who can. You enter another room and to your surprise, you are not alone. Rid up. Croaks a gravelly voice. Here comes a handsome frogget. I'm not a monster! Flowey's voice cracks with fear. Run away! The frog monster is about half your size and twice your weight. It looks at you with beady eyes. You feel something inside of you stir. There's a rush of energy, something familiar and tangible. It's a sensation similar to when you were falling in the first place. You are filled with determination. Your heart pumps in your chest and there's a glow inside of you waiting to burst free. Flowey gasps. Your soul, it's visible. You look down at your chest. Yes, it is. There it is. A heart in the colour of... blue, purple, pink, green... yellow, white, black. I don't think we've had orange yet. That's you. That's your soul, the accumulation of your very being. But why do you see it, and why do others? Humans with a strong soul enough to be visible are #1 targets in Underfell, Flowey says nervously. Now the Frogget knows you're one of them. You'll have to kill him to make sure he can't tell anyone else. In this world, it's kill or be killed. No, there must be another way. That's right, there has to be another way. You turn to Frogget, who opens his mouth and lets out a stream of flies. The flies fly erratically at you. Don't let it touch your soul, Flowey cries out. You step back, narrowly dodging the flies. They dissipate moments later. You put your phone away to ensure that you don't accidentally drop it. The time is now. You are filled with determination. Here comes Frogget. The room is dimly lit. The only source of light comes from the flickering torches along the wall. The flames precede such small amount of light it is difficult to see small details. It doesn't help that these ruins are made of dark stained stone. It feels like you're in a tomb and Frogget is staring at you. Life must be difficult for this monster. Compliment Frogget. You compliment Frogget. Frogget doesn't understand what you're saying, but is flattered anyway. The monster fidgets in place for a moment before it hops closer to you. Frogget gives a smile. Aww. You show Frogget some mercy. You smile back at Frogget, and understanding has been reached. You bid the monster good day, and you head on your way. Why did you do that? You should have killed him, Flowey tells you, worry evident in his tone. If the other monsters know about your soul, you'll be hunted. You tell Flowey you'll be okay. Oh hey, the ruins you're in have flowers now, besides of course, obviously Flowey. The flowers aren't alive, but it's interesting to know that there used to be living flowers here. Are we forgetting we have a living flower child? He's right there. He's right talking to us. What do you mean? There is no sunlight down here. There's barely any light at all. How did the flowers grow? Magic. What else could magic do? Everything, apparently. You walk through the room and down the next tunnel. Your phone light flickers and dies out as soon as you reach the next room. Drat. A glance at your phone tells you the battery has officially died, because of course it does. That's how it goes in horror movies all the time. The idea of one day charging your phone again fills you with determination. Thankfully, we get excited about a lot of things, especially charging our phone. I mean, I would be too. The next area you enter has more puzzles, although they are sadly broken, thank God. Why did the humans destroy all the traps and puzzles? Some look dangerous, but others do not. You stare at some of the levers, broken and rusted, and wonder what they were used for previously. You're different from the other humans, Flowey observes. Why do you care about broken puzzles? You ask that to this unique specimen of humanity that's like, who cares about superstition? Who cares about tons of people mysteriously vanishing and then, search party and all that, they vanish too and they never send people? You're asking this of the freaking idiot that went up the mountain, fully aware of the rumours / superstition / what everybody else knows, and yet my idiot of me decided to go up there anyway. I was drunk. I thought I'm on shrooms. You make your own decisions. You decide. Right, where was I? Why indeed? Another question aside, why do monsters have puzzles and traps? It seems like it would make things harder. I don't know, Flowey admits. Not all monsters like puzzles, it's just that the ones that do go pretty hard on them. Does Flowey? May sometimes, I guess, and you? I would so love to see what Flowey means that sometimes he does. I mean, who besides me would love to see Flowey set up a trap? How would that, what kind of trap do you think Flowey would have? Not trap, more like puzzle. What kind of puzzle do you think Flowey would have? I'm so cute. What do you think he would come up with? I mean, would it something to do with his vines? Like making flowers bloom or something? I wonder what his would be. Let's see. You do not have a chance to answer as you notice another monster in your way. Oh, this one is not a frog. The red outline ghost has a sinister smile on his face and the lines reminiscent of dried up tears down each eye. Oh, it's adorable dapper Napstablook. I can't hate Napstablook. It's just a fact. I find Napstablook adorable. I love him. He's so cute. The faint odour of ectoplasm permeates the vicinity. The air feels noticeably colder, as if you had stepped into a freezer. You cannot suppress the shivers. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's cheer for Napstablook! Yay! I mean, Napstablook is so freaking cute through like the original Undertale game. I love spending time with him. I also love his personality, bless him. And his little hat is so cute. You smile patiently at Napstablook. Napstablook's expression changes. His sinister smile slowly recedes. Here comes Napstablook. Okay, so let's cheer again for him. Come on, Napstablook. You tell Napstablook a little joke. Napstablook's expression changes and he's now frowning. His demeanor shifts and his body brightens from crimson red to a pale white. He says in a quiet voice, I'm sorry. Can you forgive me? Of course we can, Napstablook. Who cannot forgive you? You're so freaking cute. Oh. There's a heart by here. I know there's no Napstablook route, but if there is, if an Napstablook route gets added, you know I'm totally doing it. That I see a heart and it makes me so like hopeful, but also is it okay for me to flirt with him now in the friendship? I don't exactly know how this works. So, cheer. Let's cheer Napstablook one more time. Yay! You reassure Napstablook that all is forgiven. He mumbles, oh geez, I usually come here to get away from all the mean monsters and liars. But today I met someone nice. Oh, You tell Napstablook you think he's nice too as well. But I would have killed you, you know? Oh, it's okay. You could kill me and I still wouldn't be angry at you. Compared to Sans, then I'd be shouting. Napstablook, not so much. I just can't stay mad at that ghost for long. It doesn't matter what interpretation it is. I just can't. Poor thing. You remind Napstablook that you're alive now, and you smile at him. Napstablook's form quivers and then fades away. Your path is clear, and you must carry on with your journey. You aren't even trying to attack them, Flowey says, his tone dubious. Flowey, my sweet little Flowey. Let's take a moment to sit down with Flowey, and we need to tell him this very important fact about fighting ghosts. You can't hurt them. It's not physically possible. Napstablook is one of the few monsters you cannot actually kill because he's already dead. He is a spirit. Slashing him does nothing. Same with Metaton. Once Metaton's outside his body, technically we can't hurt him. If he's in spirit, we can't do anything to him. That's just the fact of it. Any way you look at it. Why would you? Do you not think they'll kill you? It's kill or be killed in this world. The humans before you understood that. Yes, that's because, you know, they got triggered. They probably had Twitter. Did they really? Of course they did. Humans are monsters. There might be some exceptions every now and then, but as a whole, there's no way we can get along. You disagree since you're technically made friends with a flower right now. I mean, if humans and monsters can't get along, then me and Flowey most certainly would not be journeying the way we are right now, unless he's completely forgot he's a monster. Because he thinks maybe I'm just a flower, so flowers don't count as monsters. Maybe he's not aware of that. Maybe in this moment, he hasn't, like, realised the simple fact that I am his friend. It's going to take him a while. Flowey smiles weakly up at you. I admire your determination even if it's misplaced, says my little best buddy. My little sweet flower. How can it be misplaced when I have you by my side? You're my friend. You're a monster, I'm a human. We're besties. Whether you like it or not, it is possible because I am friends with you. God, I want to hug this flower. You disagree again. Your determination is what makes you you, and it hasn't led you wrong yet. Yes, it has sometimes. Sons. I'm just saying. Not all the time is that determination led me to good things. Let's see. You don't think monsters and humans can't get along. Quite the opposite. You think they could get along very well. You tell this to Flowey, who gives you a wan smile. The two of you carry on in silence for many more minutes. Flowey, seriously, my sweet little flower, what my character should have said is, that's funny. Because I'm friends with you, and we're getting along. It's not all that hard to believe that it might be possible, huh, Flowey? I'm adopting this flower. He can be mine. He can join me with Rosie. Gosh, I need to make a sprite for Rosie. Rosie is so freaking cute. Anyway, where was I? I keep getting distracted. The two of you carry in silence for many more minutes. The path through the ruins is linear and you do not come across any new monsters. Eventually you reach your destination. There is a house ahead of you. At the front of the door is a dead tree that is old and rotted, and a small one that's still standing. The black stone steps lead up to the house are cracked and falling to pieces. Be careful, you might trip. The dark paint is peeling on the outside of the house and the windows are boarded shut. It's an accumulation of every horror movie house you have ever encountered. Not really. I can think of some that were 10 times more terrifying. They definitely went boarded up because people stupidly still went in. You know you must go through it. You survived the fall. You can survive this. You are filled with determination. Flowey stretches up from the spot in the backpack. He gently nudges into your neck. You can do this, Twinkle. Let's get through this together. Yes, and let me make sure that I protect you because you are still flammable. With a firm nod, you head up the stairs. The front door, a dark thing made of old wood, offers no resistance as you push it open. Contrary to the outside, the inside is well kept. There are numerous candles that cast a warm glow around the front room. Stepping inside your flats, sink into a golden carpet. There is a hallway to your right, a hallway to your left, and right in front of you are the stairs. Flowey whispers, "The way out is down the stairs. Hurry before Toriel notices us." You follow Flowey's advice and head down the stairs. They lead to a long empty hallway. It feels rather strange to be going down in order to ultimately climb up and out of the mountain. But this whole ordeal is strange. So, what is a little more strangeness? When you make it out of here, you're certain the other humans will want to meet the monsters. There's so much magic in the world, and with little to no wizards, monsters are the only ones who can use magic. You're positive the majority of humans would be thrilled to have monsters rejoin the surface. You wonder why the monsters who can use magic have not destroyed the barrier. It would be very old at this point, and thus should be easy to destroy. It may not be a wizard. You may not be a wizard, thank God for that. You are not Harry Potter, but it is common knowledge that spells deteriorate with time. There is one of the reasons why magic users are so valued. In your society, there's the only ones who can refresh century-old spells that have kept cities running. The fact that the barrier still exists is unexpected. You very much doubt the spell is strong enough to keep an entire kingdom of monsters out for centuries. So then why? Why indeed? You've reached the end of a long hallway and arrive at the massive door. There is a padlock in front of the door, and a quick jimmy shows that it's locked tight, because this is the only Tory that is smart enough to lock the goddamn door. I'm just saying. Round of applause for Tori, because she's super smart to put a goddamn padlock. It is child-proof. I don't care, I'm going to give a clap to her, because she's the first one smart enough to come up with that idea to padlock the goddamn door so the kid can't waltz right out. A human? You turn around away from the locked door and face a tall monster. Her voice is soft and gentle, a contrary to the uneasy feeling you get when you stare into her big yellow eyes. What big eyes you have! She, like Frogget, has animal characteristics, and she's most like a goat. And her head's shaped that way, and two white horns atop of her head. She's wearing tattered robes, and her large clawed hands are cut tightly together. "You don't want to go out that way," she says, which, in all honesty, is that really the reaction to have when someone literally breaks into your house and walks through it? Is Tori, like, so used to people just gallivanting into her house that she's just, like, not surprised? She doesn't say, like, "Oh my, are you a burglar?" No, she's just like, "Oh, you don't want to go out that way, trust me. Aren't you at least slightly alarmed that I may or may not have burgled you on my way down to this door? Or is it the simple fact that I am child-sized that you're like, Am I a child? Am I child-sized? I don't know if I'm child-sized. I mean, I am small. People have mistaken me for a child way too goddamn much, to the point where I'm not even allowed to buy Peter Pan from the shops. And I'm serious, it's the live-action version, the one with, like, Disney made. Not the newest one, Wendy and Peter. Let's not talk about that one. But I'm talking about the other one. Was it Peter Pan it's called? Pan? Either way, I'm not allowed to buy them without having an adult present, even though technically I'm an adult. But oh well. Same thing happens at the cinemas. I need to have an adult with me because apparently me saying that I am an adult does not count. I am far too small. And my voice apparently does not scream adult either. It's wonderful being me. Anyway. It's Toriel. Flowey whispers in your ear. Run! I can't run! Because of many reasons. One, if I run past her, Flowey's getting fireballed. The door is padlocked behind me, so I can't go out that way. And if I turn my back on her, who's going to get hit? Flowey's going to get hit. Either way, I'm stuck between a monster and a door. And I mean, at least it's not like Horror Tale by Sarah Apple Studios, where I'm stuck between a door, a monster, and another monster outside that can use skeleton bones through the floor. Sans. Just saying, I'm gonna throw some shade. Either way, you asked Tori why not. They'll be much cooler. Come, human, you must be tired, right? Why don't you join me for some tea? Again, if Tori offers you tea, run. Well, don't actually run. Be on your guard. It's not normal for her to offer you tea. That's Asgard's thing. Don't trust her. Flowey warns you. She'll kill you. You choose not to trust Tori. Oh, Tori's music is kicking in. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Honestly, Tori's fight, though, at the start of Undertale, if you haven't seen my playthrough of Undertale all those years ago, I loved Tori the moment I saw her. And her fight, oh gosh, Mama Tori won me over. I absolutely love that. And when she comes to save you at the end of Undertale, when you go through Pacifists, oh, Mama, best mum. You square your shoulders and you tell her no. Tori flinches. Human, please. You tell her no. You tell her you want to leave. You can't. It's too dangerous out there. Please come with me. Everything will be much better with me. You remain firm. You want to leave. You kindly ask her to unlock the door, and besides, she'd probably freaking kill you, won't she? It's not like she's going to let you stay with her. Unfortunately. Tori's demeanor shifts. Her eyes harden and her clawed hands clench into fists. No. You do not understand what you are asking, human. You do not know. But I am giving you a mercy. Please accept this mercy and come with me. You tell her no. Tori's eyes close. Very well. She reopens them. You will have to pry the key from my dust, human. Oh, poo. Whoa, that escalated quickly. You refuse to fight her. You are filled with determination. Flowey appears. Flames appear around her hands and she throws them at you. You reflexively try to move out of the way, just barely dodging because we are in a small corridor. Your soul has fled to life on your chest and steadily beating. Its light shines a bright orange. She does not respond to you, but you can see her face twist into a grimace. She throws another fireball at you, which you must dodge. But it doesn't matter, you know. You refuse to fight. She looks away from you briefly, her body shaking. Stop! She hurls more fire at you. You refuse to fight. You jump away, stumbling but quickly catch yourself. You right yourself up just in time for her to throw more fireballs at you. You refuse to fight, and she quivers. Stop! You refuse to fight. Flowey shouts at you to defend yourself at the very least, and you will not. Her whole body is shaking. Her yellow eyes do not seem to be looking at you anymore, but rather through you. Her voice cracks. Stop! She shoots a plume of fire at you, and you only have a split second to dodge, and it doesn't matter what way I dodge, I still die. You did not succeed in your dodge. The flame hits you, scorching you until you are nothing but ash, and you have died. Why did you make me do this? I didn't make you do this, though, Tori. It was technically Asgore, because he's a stubborn goat. Why do you have to marry a stubborn goat? Actually, did she really necessarily have to marry a goat species like her? Actually, did he ask her or did she ask him? Either way, again, see, Tori's attack turns you to ash, and then there's this whole thing that humanity beat monsters, and I still find that hard to believe, because look at the type of attack Tori has. It just turns you to ash when it hits you. We were like fire resistance or what? She throws another fireball at you, which you must dodge, and you refuse to fight again. She looks away from you briefly. Stop! She hurls more fire. You refuse to fight her. Okay, so this time we're going to, you roll under the flames. You roll under it and pop back up in front of her. You were close enough to hit her. You could hurt her. You will not. Attack her! Fight! Flowey's voice is shrill in your ears. You tell her you do not want to hurt her. She scrambles away from your shrieks. You think I do? You tell her you don't want to fight. She screams at you. You must fight back. She throws more fireballs. But they widely soar around you. Are you insane, Twinkle? Attack her! Flowey yells at you. But you refuse. What are you doing? So, Toriel's voice cracks, her yellow eyes widen. A maniac. Stop, I'll hurt you. You will not attack it. Do something, anything, she screams, her form shaking, her fire flickering in and out of existence. Fight me, attack me. But you refuse. She shrieks, sending a wall of flames at you. There is no way to dodge and you brace yourself for death. However, the fire has no heat to it. The magic inside has lost its malice. Tori falls to her knees, clutching her head. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I will kill you. I have to. It's kill or be killed in this world. You hug Tori. This is so hard for Tori in that sequence because the rule is kill or be killed. Tori tries to give a merciful death and then she's faced with something she wasn't expecting. She's faced with a human that refuses to fight her. That refuses to hurt her. Somebody that is showing compassion. Someone that is showing kindness. Someone who's not acting like every other human has come through there. And she doesn't know how to respond. She probably was prepared for a human that would be willing to fight her to the death. Giving her a reason to justify what she does, in a sense. I guess. But when she's faced with somebody that won't fight back, it breaks her. Because she doesn't want to hurt you. And the fact that you are the same. You know? And she worries as well. Deep down, it must be like at the back of Tori's mind, she's thinking to herself, oh my god, if this human doesn't fight me, imagine what's going to happen when they go outside. They're not going to fight other monsters either. Why did this human have to fall down here? You drop to your knees and hug her. She shudders under your touch, and at once her arms envelop you. She's shaking in your arms. It's so much crueler out there, sweet human. Tori whispers. At least here I would have put your soul to rest. Because again, that's horrible that she's had to do that. So the most merciful thing she can do is make sure that it's a quick death rather than the suffering you face outside. Imagine what she must have seen. Because the way Tori's talking here, there is so much emotion behind her words. Like, she has seen firsthand that cruelty of what they do. And we know that they do broadcast it as well. So imagine Tori just, like, looking through channels and then seeing, like, a human being forced to be, like, brutally murdered by the royal guards in an arena or something. Poor Tori. You pat her back, and she squeezes you tightly, burying her face in your shoulder. Thank you, she whispers, her voice coming out in a rasp croak. Thank you. It has been so long. You tell her you are happy to be her friend. Can I please, darkpetal16, can we please put in an option here to say, like, I will happily be your child? Adopt me, Mom. Can I get the option to call her Mom? I wish that were true, she whispers. You ask her why she doesn't think that way. My husband. Which, okay, I need to point this out. Tori, of course, left Asgore out because she's, like, broken the soul bond thing with him. The fact that she still calls him husband. She still technically loves this man, even though technically I question it. For many reasons. He has angered me a few times. But that's not Tori's fault. She's just a little bit misplaced in terms of which one she falls in love with. I just really do not approve of her choice of the goat man. But Mama still cares for him, so I will try to bite my tongue and be nice. Tori trails off. You should avoid him. Sneak past him if it's all as possible. I can't sneak past him. He's like the master sneak. Every time I try, he sneaks up on me. And it's impossible. Makes no sense. I'm told he's in the frickin' throne room. Is he in the throne room? No, he's not in the throne room. He's right frickin' behind you, sneaking up all creepily. Goddamn stalker. I said I was going to be nice to him. I'm sorry. I will try to control myself. I'm sorry. Tori trails off, a distant look in her eye. When you give her a squeeze, she startles and hugs you back fiercely. She blinks her golden eyes at you and offers you a wobbly smile. I wish you good luck, sweet human, she says. I hope you do not meet any other monster down here, so that you may be spared their cruelty. Sans! Sorry, I had an uncontrollable cough. I don't know where that came from. Could have sworn someone said sons. She seems reluctant to let you go, understandable, but after another minute of hugging, she does. I will unlock the door for you. Please, do your best to survive, okay, human? You reassure her you will. She hesitates. May I know your name, dear human? You tell her your name. Tori smiles. Twinkle, I will not forget you. I hope very dearly that you do not lose your kindness in this world. You hope so too. It's time for you to leave, and you leave the ruins. Whew. You have died only twice. This is the lowest amount of deaths possible here. Good job. You retained the mysterious chain. It looks important. And you hugged Tori, and she won't forget your warmth. So, I had a lot to say in that run through. I am sorry. I got a little bit emotional again. I would like to say there is another ending. We have got a neutral ending. Kind of like a bad ending, I think. I will be doing that one, or including it, I think. I don't know. If I can get it to pop up, I will. Apparently there's an ending involving Judgment Hall. I don't really know how you trigger it. I'm assuming to trigger that, I need to not save Alphys. I need to just ignore her, but I've never actually done that. So I'm going to, of course, save Alphys, but I'm going to save at that point and then proceed forward with it to, like, when we don't save Alphys and see if maybe that's a bad ending. Because I don't know. Maybe it gives you a neutral ending because you don't save her. Because I don't really get an option to hurt anyone. So I don't know what the bad ending is. Hopefully Dark Petals will let me know if I am indeed on the right track or not. But either way, let's carry on.